Good evening, I'm Mark Seal and welcome to Final Score. It's our sports show where we'll talk about the headlines and the newsmakers of the week. Tonight, the ongoing ODI series between the Windies and India. After yesterday's display in the first match, what changes are needed for tomorrow? Also, the Barbados junior boys and girls squash players won their individual Caribbean team titles as well as the overall. Does that equate to the future being in good hands for the next stage? Well, first up though, of course, you our viewers can make your contributions and ask your questions via social media. WhatsApp number is 228-5562, while our Facebook handles are CBC Barbados or cbcnews.bb. First up, cricket. West Indies fell by 5 wickets to India in the first one-day international at Kensington Oval yesterday. Sent into bat, the Windies were bowled out for 114 in just 23 overs. Skipper Shea Hope, though, was the only batter to fight the Indian attack as he top scored with 43. That included 4 fours and a 6. Kuldeep Yadav claimed 4 for 6, while Ravindra Jadeja took 3 for 37. Let's have a reminder of how the Windies wickets fell.
Look at the
one has to ask himself what Kalmir's was thinking. It's inexplicable and ill-advised. And then Ali Atanas, he looked good, but then he was caught at point.
Yeah, this really was an insipid batting performance, very feeble. This from Shemron Hitmaya. He alone knows what he was thinking with that one inauspicious return. Rovman Powell continues to have his travails against spin bowling, a good sharp catch from Shubman Gill, and then this one from Virat Kohli, a one-handed blinder off the edge of Romario Shepherd, and the spinners at that point were now coming into their own. Kuldeep Yadav with an LBW appeal and an LBW decision against Dominic Drake, and then it was very quickly that the tail just folded, picking up 4 wickets for just 6 runs in 3 overs. Was an excellent display of wrist spin bowling from Kuldeep Yadav, but you have to put that in the context of very, very poor batting from the West Indies.
Well, with us tonight, we have analyst and former Windies batter Philo Wallace. Good evening, Philo. Where you saw how the wickets fell and in 23 overs, what came to mind as an analyst?
Good night, Mark. I was surprised. I was headed home yesterday to finish watching that ODI game. And when I got the scorecard, I was shocked. 114 all out in 23 overs. As Samuel Badri said, it's a very poor batting display, and it's heart-wrenching because not qualifying for the 50th World Cup in India. We saw how the guys performed in Zimbabwe, and to start a 3-match ODI series against India at Kensington Oval in that manner, you obviously you're going to be scratching your head for a lot of answers.
Well, there is that reputation, whether deserving or not, that the Windies cannot play good spin. Now, is that the case? And was that the case yesterday?
Well, clearly, Mark, when you look at it, a spinner got 4 wickets for 6 runs. We saw the pitch deteriorating quite quickly again. But I still think to be bowled out in 23 overs is not good for an international side. Shea Hope tried to hang in there, but then played an advised reverse sweep. Rather than trying to find a partner to bat deep into the overs. You might not have gotten to 50, but at least you would have batted. We should try to bat deep into those 50 overs and just give ourselves a better chance.
The wickets that fell, your
because
thoughts?
if you look at it,
one has
when
to ask
we bowl,
himself what Kalmir's was thinking.
But we just batted with a bit more purpose and tried to hit the strike. I think we would have, it would look a lot better. And I don't like the term playing spin. I think our batters need to bat the spin bowling, bat it with confidence, and just try to get the ball off of them and rotate the strike. But in order to rotate strike too, you have to be fit. And you're going to be fit mentally and physically because you're going to be thinking. And I thought our batters just allowed the spinners, the Indian spinners, to just bowl at them. And then they got a brilliant catch, and some of them just gifted the wickets. Like they never saw a ball turn yet. But I know when you're going to sea, you must see fish.
Well, fellow, you brought up the mental issues. So psychologically, after Ashwin in the test and Jadeja performed so well, and now Yadav stepping up in the ODI, are the Windies shell-shocked? And now as a batter, fellow, how do you prepare mentally for tomorrow?
Well, I would have gone in the nets today, and I would have used no pads at all, and asked someone to bowl some balls at me and get my bat leading towards the ball and try to use my feet and try to prepare myself because the Indians are going to come again hard at us, and the spinners are going to be the dominant force. I think if the curators at Kenton Oval can get the pitch a little faster, I think it would suit West Indian batters because the Indians don't have that kind of fast bowling attack. So I think that we should try to, well, the keyword is up to them, try to get the pitch a little quicker and give our batters a better chance. But if the spin gets in and our batters are not so certain, we're going to struggle again. But it's going to call for a lot of application. It is 300 legal deliveries, two new white balls from each end. So one white ball, two new white balls, yes, one from each end. So you have to be careful because if you don't get runs off the fast bowlers, you got to remember that that spinner, whoever comes in, is bowling a ball that is half new. So the ball will not turn, the ball will skid. So we need to combat all these scenarios and try to bat properly. Try to get bat on ball and rotate the strike. Let's try to run the Indians a little ragged and keep them out in the field for a little while. If we win the toss or if we lose the toss and we're sending to bat, we just need to try to bat 50 overs.
And you often hear of batters being given the opportunity to express themselves. Now, are the current batting woes an individual thing or is coaching needed?
I think we're overcoached. To be honest, I think that all players need to relax themselves. And the only way you can express yourself is if you have confidence in your stroke play. And if you look at it, a lot of our batters in this first ODI show lack of confidence to hit the ball. Too hard, too early, he got out. And if you look at the Indian batters, they set themselves, and then when they got the deliveries to put away, they put away. We saw some good deliveries that get wickets. But when you look at the difference between how the Indian batters set themselves up for the innings, for the run chase, you can see total commitment and they were positive in what they wanted to do. You saw the young wicketkeeper opened the bat, and when he got a short ball, he knocked it away with confidence. And that's what we want to see our batters doing, hitting the ball with confidence. If you're going to play the attacking shot, play the attacking shot with confidence and not being half-hearted at 50-50 thing. So that is something that they need to work on. It's only a day break, but obviously they need to sit down in their rooms or have discussions with other players and just try to get the confidence that is required for tomorrow.
Well, we'll pause here and come back with questions and comments on Windies ODI cricket. Back in a moment. Well, welcome back. Let's now go to our social media pages for some questions and comments that Philo Wallace will comment on. Philo, we have about 5 minutes. I know we're not going to get in all, but let's see how many we can get in. First one is up. What has gone wrong with Mears? I guess they mean Kyle Mears. What is he doing wrong, Philo?
I think Kyle Mears is going too hard too early at the new ball. And as an opening batsman, you can't challenge the new ball. You got to play the new ball where it's going. It's not T20 cricket, it's 50 over cricket. And whoever is giving him the instructions to go hard early is just sacrificing him. and he has no confidence, and it's just playing on his mind. I believe Kyle Mears would better suit us if he bats in the middle. Now there's no Jason Holder in this squad. I thought it would be a perfect opportunity for the selectors to slot Kyle Mears into the middle, bring Shea Holt back at the top, because he's the one who has to build the innings, and he and Brandon King, I believe, can forge a good partnership. But we believe in this right hand left hand combination, and it's not working. Let's try and use something that's traditional, and see if we can bring Shea Holt back into the middle, and let's see how it goes from there. And leave Mears in the middle. If the ball is old, he still has the muscle to get rid of the ball.
Okay, let's go now to our second question. I believe it is about Rovman Powell. Yes, Rovman Powell is in bad need of runs. That's a statement. You agree? Duh.
I agree. I agree with the statement. I think that Powell is very lucky to make the squad. I even thought that Powell was lucky to start, because you have this young guy called Casey Carty, who finished the World Cup qualifiers on a high when he got 80 odd against the Sri Lankans, and they played a lot of spin against us, and he batted well, and he batted deep into the innings to get a good score. And I thought that coming off of that innings in Zimbabwe, he would have been an automatic starter. But they've gone for Powell, who struggled in the World Cup qualifiers, and who was dropped as well. So I don't understand how Powell, as vice captain, can still maintain a start, can get into a starting 11. So I agree with the comment. I don't think he's in bad need of runs, but I think he shouldn't even play tomorrow. I would drop him.
Okay, on to the next question. I think this one you may have already started to answer. Maybe Shea should resort to opening the batting. I guess, Floya, I guess you answered that one just now.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. So let's go on. Isn't our batting a little short with Shepherd punching in at number 7? Because I guess, Shepherd is a bowling all-rounder. I mean, he has scored some runs, but I guess this viewer is assuming that batting at number 7 or batting has to be short. Do you agree?
Well, batting number 7 for Shepherd, I think he's capable enough, because once he gets in, he can knock the ball away. But the problem is that when Shepherd came to the crease yesterday, the ball was still hard and still new. So he found himself in trouble. He's a very good lower order batter. He's capable at number 7, but it's just that the manner in which the wickets were falling yesterday, that he found himself at the crease earlier than he thought. But I think that once he gets in, he can be dangerous for us. So I would give him a little leeway to bat at number 7. Again, there's no Jason Holder. So that's why the middle order has to be solidified.
Okay, and I guess I'll follow on from that, because I think he's deserving to be at 7. But if he's at 7 and we're assuming that 8, 9, 10, 11 are bowlers, and against this Indian attack, do we have enough batters?
But we only have one spare batter, and that's Casey Carty. We have a struggling vice captain, Rovman Powell. So even if you switch, you can still find yourself in trouble. So it's just the way the squad has been selected. The 15-man squad has been selected again with a lot of bowling all-rounders and not the proper skill of batters. And that is something I think the selectors need to look at. Look at the skill sets for the batters and get them involved in this 50-over cricket, because there is room for decent batters in the 50-over game, and try to manipulate the bottom a bit, because Alzarri Joseph have not even played yet, and you expect him to play tomorrow. So it's another headache for the selectors.
Well, you talked about available batters, so looking at the next question, I believe it is about Shamar Brooks. Can't even bring in Brooks because he too is short of form. How about that?
I think Brooks have been badly treated here in this whole lot. You had a squad, a training squad in Barbados, and I honestly believe that Brooks should have been invited to that training squad. At 34 years old, he's not out of it. Last year, he was one of 2 of our leading batters, along with him and Shea Holt. And I think that the way he's been managed the last couple of months have been bad, and it's affected him and his cricket. And I think that something needs to be said to him, because all is not lost. Shamar Brooks and West Indies cricket, and that's my honest opinion. And we need to try to keep players like him around the team, who has a bit of calmness and brings common sense and understands cricket in the West Indian way that we keep talking about.
Okay, we're now down to our final question from our social media pages. I believe it is also about batters. We need Chase in this team to bat and add another spin option.
Yeah, but Roston had a good tour of Zimbabwe there with the World Cup qualifiers, and it's quite sad to see him out. All of a sudden, Kevin Sinclair has been given the green light to bounce ahead of Roston Chase. He was in the training squad as well. So it's just a little unfortunate for him. I don't think all is lost. I think there's a T20 squad that will be announced as well. And if he gets in there and he does well in the T20s, maybe he can force himself back into 50 over cricket and even a test side. So all is not lost for Roston Chase. But again, it's how the selectors have the combinations of the squads and what they're looking for from the players. Again, we don't know the direction in which the selectors are going for these three ODIs against India. So it's hard to really gauge what's next going down moving forward.
Well, Philo, that's time on us. I want to thank you. It's always a pleasure having you on The Score, and we look forward to a better performance by the Windies tomorrow. Thank you very much, Philo. When we return,
I hope that Windies score tomorrow.
Indeed. When we return, we'll get the score on squash. Welcome back to Final Score. Barbados Squash Juniors have been crowned the 2023 Caribbean champions. The boys and girls team dethroned Guyana in both team finals at the 39th Annual Junior Caribbean Area Squash Association Championships, which were played in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In the girls team final, the Bajan girls made a superb recovery from 2 matches down to prevail 3-2. The boys team also made a spectacular showing, defeating the Guyanese team 3-0. Barbados reclaimed the overall title, which Guyana held since 2019. To discuss the present and the future of squash in Barbados are the local association's Vice President Michael Best, the head coach Wael El Batran, and our top under 19 player Alex Stewart. Good evening to everyone. Coach, let's begin with you. Please give us your assessment of the team and the players' performances last weekend.
It was simply the best performance ever, and it returns to the good preparation and their patient the whole 3 weeks good preparation. So the performance was excellent, especially you can realize this day after day they are performing better and better and getting, for most important thing, they are getting more confidence and how to cope with stressful with the crowd and everything. So performance was excellent, simply excellent.
And Alex, I'll bring you in here. How do you rate your own performance? Did you play up to your own potential?
Yeah, certainly. I would say that I did indeed surprise myself in the team's final. But yeah, I think it was a great tournament.
Well, and coach, is the level in the Caribbean high? Are we in good hands for the next level of senior Caribbean? We also have Pan Am Games, Commonwealth Games, eventually the Olympics. I'll get the vice president in on that later. But coach, from the talent that we have at the junior level and even some of the young seniors, Are we ready for the next level? I know we're dominated at the Caribbean level, but what's next?
Actually, thank you for this question because now the juniors, this squad are absolutely ready for the senior CASA. We will join the three junior boys and also girls. And the boys and one of the girls are going to the Pan American Junior Buenos Aires, which actually good preparation before the CASA. And they are the future of the structure of the Squash Association for the next years. They are ready, absolutely ready for the CASA seniors.
And what about some of the seniors that are already there? Those, because squash is a young person sport apparently, and so are the ones who are not youth but are at that early stage in the seniors. How are their development? How is the development coming along for them?
Yes, the development came because the idea of the structure is to combine the experienced seniors with the juniors, and they train together almost 3 times a week. So there is no intensity or fairness to play with the senior. For sure, the seniors are experienced, but they are coming closer and closer. And with the support of the seniors, the juniors are doing very well. And I'm definitely very confident that in the next CASA seniors, the juniors will play a big role in getting the medals and I hope the overall trophy once again.
And Alex, back to you. What are your aspirations? How far would you like to take your game? I mentioned some of the more senior competitions like Pan Am Games, Commonwealth Games, even the Olympics. Not too early to dream at all. What are your aspirations?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing my first senior CASA this year. And then, well, I'm planning on the end goal is obviously becoming a professional, training to be a professional. And but it all has a start. So now I'm seeing my block starting to get higher and higher. And so now I'm going to start with seniors. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant. And Michael, I'll bring you here from a leadership perspective. What does the Squash Association have in place or will be putting in place to improve the status of the sport?
Well, Mark, first let me say, the key thing is to prepare. And so by having Coach Wild here this year, I think that's an important step to let the athletes see, having benefited from a coach who's played at the very highest level, at professional level, and he's, coached some of the top players in the world professionally. Bringing that experience and teaching the athletes in Barbados, what you need to do to prepare, and not only prepare, but be able to follow instructions at an event. I think that's the first step in letting us see the potential that athletes can achieve once they have the right guidance. And we would have seen, I think, Barbados qualifying for the first time for Pan Am Games, a team, and that's under Coach Wild again. And as Coach Wild would say, training is one thing, but when we say coach, we use coaching term very loosely. But coaching is actually at the tournament, at the actual event, being able to give the athletes the necessary instructions that will, be able to bring them on the right end at the end of the tournament. And that, I think, that's a critical thing. And getting a coach at Coach Wild's level is one of the building blocks that we are, using to springboard us into the future. Also having some facilities. The government is working with us, and hopefully next year we'll be having our own facility where we can reach out to the masses. I honestly believe that we have a few tournaments, as you know, we've had a few, like Sean Simpson and Karen Meekins who won Pan Am medals for us. But I honestly believe that there's more talent up there to be unearthed. The key thing is to put the facilities, put the resources in place to, get the best out of the athletes. So from what I see, I think we're going to the Pan Am Games, and then we're looking to get a medal there as well. And once we do that, the next step, as you said, will be at the Commonwealth Games. And whenever we get into the Olympics, I think the bachelor juniors we have now are well poised to do Barbados proud at the Olympics as well.
Yeah, Michael, you brought up the term resources. Yes, I was going to ask you, what about the support mechanisms from the BSA? What do you need for squash besides more facilities? How is the support going?
But that's a critical thing. As I mentioned, having Coach Wild here, hopefully he will work with the coaches while he's here. Once he's finished the preparation of the athletes, we are hoping to have him stay and work with some of our coaches here who can pass on the knowledge. So even when he's not here, he can continue to train at the level that he's gotten the athletes at. So it's not a case when he goes away that we go back to the old training methodologies. We're hoping that people will benefit from having him here and in terms of the coaching and using that experience now when he's gone to continue with the work that he started.
And
I think
coach,
that's critical.
brilliant. And coach, Alex talked about also playing on the pro ranks. From the players that we have here right now, who do you see are quite ready or on track to enter into the pro ranks? Coach?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Could you please repeat the question again?
Yes, I was asking you, Alex, he mentioned about getting onto the pro ranks. So I was asking you, outside of Alex, who else do we have that you believe will be ready for the pro ranks in a couple of years?
Actually, we have one is almost ready to join Alex, is Megan Best, and Darren also, and Aiden Paris. They can join the PSA. I recommend to be professional. So you have got 3, 4 athletes. Even also there is Ebony. You have younger, but Alex will start, and Megan. This will be a good stepstone for Barbados Squash Association.
Okay, and Michael, what's next on the calendar for squash?
Okay, but as you heard, we're going to the Junior Pan Ams in Argentina. I think they travel on the 11th of August. And then Alex and Samir, they're going directly from there straight into Cayman where they play the Senior Caribbean Championships. And then in October, we're pleased to go to our first Pan Am Games where we're hoping to medal again, following the fine form that we had at the Pan Am Championships. We're going to Pan Am Games, as I mentioned earlier. For the first time, we've qualified the team, and we're really eagerly anticipating doing well at those games. We're going into 3-4 ranking, and we're looking to at least do one better.
Yes, I meant outside of the international that you had mentioned, anything locally happening?
Well, we've just come up finishing our senior and junior nationals. In the later in the year in November, we will have the big games, Independence Games, and then we'll also have a junior open tournament where we're expecting juniors from overseas, maybe from Canada, USA, and stuff coming to play as well as the Caribbean. So from the junior side, that's what's exciting, and from the seniors, obviously, we're looking forward to having the Independence Games.
Brilliant. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us on the final score. And of course, we'd love to have you back as soon as there are more developments going on in squash. And Alex, you keep at it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. All that's left now on tonight is the final 60. Here's what's coming up this weekend in sports. The second ODI, Windies versus India, is at Kensington Oval, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. The World Netball Cup continues in Cape Town, South Africa, Barbados taking on Scotland. The BABA Basketball Premier League title will be decided tomorrow night at the Wildy Gym, Game 5 of the final series between the Pine and Clapham at 8 p.m. The BFA Champions Cup quarterfinals are scheduled for tomorrow at the Wildy Turf. On Sunday, Barbados will take on Jamaica in the Rising Stars 3-day under-19 cricket final in St. Vincent. And Tuesday, we'll be racing at the Garrison Savannah, the Visit Barbados Derby race day. That's our program for this week. Join us again next week as more analysts and newsmakers join us on Final Score. Good night, and remember, let's be careful out there.